Okay, well, welcome again. And also welcome those on Zoom who are joining us on Zoom. Tonight's session is on success and the spiritual side of success. But before we go into that, before we explore this interesting topic of success, for those who have not been meditating or just arrive here now. Because what might happen is that even though your body is sitting here, or your body is sitting wherever you are sitting, your mind may be somewhere else, isn't it? Mind can travel, but mind does not necessarily travel to where you want it to travel. Or sometimes we are not even aware that our mind is all over the place except where we are right now. And so part of your, or maybe not so much part, but the start, one way to start your spiritual journey is to begin to become fully aware of what is happening in your mind. And whatever success it is that we have, can we truly call it success if our mind is not our best friend? If your mind is wandering all over the place, if your mind is creating havoc, all kinds of thoughts come in and out, floating here and there, what is this success truly? So, simple practice, and you can do it, of course, now, but during your day, every time, be where you are. Also with your mind. Be focused on what is in front of you. You know, one time I was in the airport and there was some delay with the flight. And so we were all waiting, everyone was waiting. And I sat opposite to a family. Father, mother, 3 children. And they are all on their devices. No, familiar scene? Everyone is on their device. And at some stage, I realized they were talking to each other through the device. They are sitting next to each other, but they were communicating to each other through the device. And I thought, what's going on? You know, what's happening with us? So when to begin to observe, and not to condemn or to criticize or to judge, but just to observe what has happened with us and what are we doing. May have happened to some of us here, even in the same house, and you're texting with one who is just next room, or the one who is downstairs, or you're texting. 20 years ago, it wasn't like that, and we were still managing. It's not that we couldn't manage. So, just a simple practice. Bring your mind here, in this moment. Bring it in the interactions and with the people you are with now, right here. Bring your mind, focusing it on what you are doing right now. And why I'm saying this is because there is this saying that life is what happens to us when we are busy planning the future or worrying about the past. So when we are doing those things, life is actually what is happening to us at that moment, but we are fully somewhere else. So just for a moment, fully just drop the day and become aware of this moment right here. The surroundings, the people maybe you are with, the objects around, the atmosphere, but also become aware of the atmosphere of your own mind. Is it heavy-head? Is it turmoil? Or is it soothing and calm? Is it pleasant? Am I happy to be with myself? Do I feel comfortable? Right now, simple. And maybe we can aim to do this during the day. Every now and then, just bring your attention in this moment. Who am I? What am I? What is my aim? What is the quality of my inner world? Okay. Now about success. What is success? Everybody wants to be successful. But what truly is success? How would you define success? What would make you feel successful? When I'm happy and satisfied? Okay, very good. Any other thoughts?
I was going to say when I could take care of like my family.
When I can take care of my family? Anything else? When there is health, very good.
When I'm content and there is no desire.
When I'm
Of
content and there's no desire, when there's no feeling of lacking anything. This is interesting because one time, before I came to New York, I used to live in the Caribbean, several islands. And one of the islands, the richest family of one of the richest families of that country, the youngest son of that family, used to help with the meditation activities. He would come to the center. But he was always feeling that he's lacking. Richest family. He doesn't have to do anything. Even if he fails at his job, there will always be car and food and house, and family will take care. But he was always feeling he's lacking, always complaining something. So I used to wonder what would make him feel content. So you're saying this feeling that you do not lack anything, feeling of contentment, is a big wealth, no? But it is not necessarily connected with how much physical resources someone has. It is the inner state of mind, or it is connected with your inner state of mind. Anything else? Any idea? Or how would you define success? A feeling of inner purpose. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's shift to the board. It might help to explore this topic, interesting topic, a little bit more in depth. Can see also? Everyone can see? Everyone can hear? Okay, normally when we look at ourselves and when we look at our life, we think of it in terms of our body, and we say, this is me, more or less. No? I don't want to insult anyone. It's just I cannot draw very well. And we think of the different things around us, no? The people, the job, or the education, your social status and circumstances, your credit card and your bank account, sorry, this is the new model Tesla. Tesla 2026. And whatever else is there. People, position, possession, money. We think of ourselves in this context. And we say, this is me and this is mine. No? And often we can, if we think about it in a bit superficial way, we think success is enough of all of this. Or maybe if you want a lot, you want maybe 3 cars, 3 Teslas, and then I'm successful. Or I have a CEO kind of function, then I am successful. Or I have, good bank account, then I am successful. Or body is healthy. A body may be also good looking, then I feel successful. No? But one thing is that all of these things that we have mentioned, they are not necessarily constant. They can change anytime. No? There will definitely be for sure a newer Tesla. And health of the body may not stay the same. And even the physical appearance, at some stage, there will be, how do you call that? Aging signs. Wrinkles or pimples or gray hair or few pounds extra. Something will start. Anything can happen here, anytime. No? So if I define my success on these kind of things, it is a bit flimsy, vulnerable. It can change anytime. Now, one way to think of success, and this is also what has been mentioned mostly, is outer achievement, yes, but outer achievement combined with inner fulfillment. Now, an outer achievement is not a guarantee for inner fulfillment. This is what I was trying to illustrate with this young man who from that ultra-wealthy family, and not only wealthy, also influential in society and in politics, but still, internally, he doesn't feel fulfillment. And so, this is where a spiritual journey comes in, because this is vulnerable. Anything, anytime can happen. And even if it is the whole life, it is not a guarantee for that inner fulfillment. So where does inner fulfillment come from?
Your mind.
Your mind? Okay, what about your mind? Just think of times when you feel, or has there been a time when you truly feel content and fulfilled?
Connection with the higher.
When you feel
Power.
grateful, very good. When you, excellent. When you feel grateful, when you feel loved. Someone on Zoom was saying, you have to open your mic.
Oh, I was just suggesting your connection with the higher power.
Yeah, a connection with a higher power or with the supreme.
When you feel like a baseline of peace and joy,
When you feel like a baseline of peace and joy
clarity.
and clarity. Yeah, very good.
You feel fullness within you.
Yeah, and what has happened when you get that sense of fullness? All the things that were mentioned are good. Sometimes when you spend quality time with friends and family. Mm-hmm. I can't really understand, Amrit. Hmm. Any other thoughts?
I was going to say, like, you feel free.
When you feel free? When you feel detached from everything? Is that what you mean? Or when you feel that you cannot be influenced negatively? Mm-hmm. Very good.
I feel full when um, my heart is happy with God. I have to have
Very
Lord
good.
with me at all times.
Very good. When you experience the presence, the company, companionship with God, with Supreme. I would like to add one thing. All the things are good and is useful for yourself to reflect on it. But one other area when we feel fulfilled is when we are making others happy. When you're giving, when you're serving. That is when others are happy with what you do, or when you help them, when you uplift them, when you empower others, we feel empowered. When others are happy, we also feel happy. So this internal attitude of giving, this internal attitude of serving. And it is useful to experiment with this. Because when we're receiving, we might also feel happy. But that happiness of getting and receiving, or maybe even taking, it doesn't last long. And the deeper sense of self-respect, the self-confidence, a feeling of pride also in the self, is connected with giving. And when you give as a sacrifice, it is even more. Now, for example, one time in a journey, there was someone who was really, really hungry. Really hungry. And I had some food. But we don't eat from outside, so I cannot just go and buy anywhere. So we travel with food. But if I give it away, I won't because I cannot just go buy anywhere. Until I reach the destination, there will not be food. But this person was really, really hungry. And I gave the food. It is a bit more than giving. It is kind of a sacrifice. And it's just simple food, and I noticed that deeper inside, for several days, I just felt so good about self. And it is nice to do these kinds of experiments with ourselves. And I feel a sense of fulfillment has to do with these kinds of things. And success would be outer achievement combined with inner fulfillment. If you want to make it a broad definition. So it is not that we should not have a car or a bank account or a job or a proper education or health, and make sure that the body is decent and well managed and well taken care of. We do all that. Let there be some outer decency and outer achievement. Nothing wrong with that. But if that becomes our goal, it becomes empty. Because it should be combined with that inner fulfillment. And so, by hook or crook, get your promotion, that will not give inner fulfillment. It will give outer achievement, but not inner fulfillment. And so your sense of success will be less. And on top of that, hook or crook, promotion will not make you loved by your colleagues. So you will have this position, but you will not have necessarily a pleasant, friendly interactions at work. No? Because that is another area of how do you define success, and you had already mentioned it. Spending quality time with friends, family, but actually not with only friends, family. Can we spend quality time with anyone that we're interacting with? Anyone. Right now, we don't know each other. We know each other by name and we have seen, but we're spending quality time now. Sharing, listening, giving your thoughts. And this gives a sense of inner fulfillment. And so anyone, we could have the aim. Even you walk on the street, sometimes you have exchange, eye contact with people. Any interaction, can it have quality? At least with your thoughts. You're greeting them. Hello, my brother, in your thought. Or sometimes just a smile. You have to be careful with whom you smile. Don't just smile. You need to have some discernment also. But inside, good wishes. Yeah. So the question here is, how do you limit yourself when you feel that someone is drawing from your energy? That was the question? Yeah. If you smile, then they want more and they're coming to you for more. But if you have enough smile, you can continue smiling. But I understand what you mean. But at the same time, do not be influenced or not get, upset. The best way is to to give. More you give, you're not influenced. Either when you have a taking attitude, when we have a needing attitude, when we have a desiring attitude, when we have a wanting, then we are influenced. But when we have an attitude of serving, and then you can also withdraw when it is necessary. Not more than this. You can hang up the phone when the exchange is sufficient. Because I don't need anything. There is not that needing attitude or that attitude of needing to be acknowledged. So, you be full. That is the whole point. And don't depend on others to be full. This is why meditation practice is useful. This is why connecting your mind, connecting your intellect with the Supreme is useful. Because then you have an inner source. And around you, you just share. And so this combination of inner fulfillment and outer achievement. For outer achievement, right steps, common sense actions. Common sense actions combined with a certain determination and a certain clarity of purpose. That usually brings, at least to some extent, outer achievements. No, we shouldn't be lazy. But if you commit yourself to certain things and there is clarity of your purpose, there will be at least some level of outer achievement. But inner fulfillment doesn't get any attention these days. And this is also why often it happens that people want more and more and more, because outer achievement, it gives you only a temporary sense of success or a temporary sense of joy. How long are you happy with a new car? You will be happy when you get it, but how long does it last? 3 months? Probably not even 3 months. Or a new house or a new job, how long are you happy with that? On a high with that? It finishes. But again, nothing wrong with outer achievements. But it needs to be balanced. Now, one big area of our sense of success is if we have fulfilling relationships. That is a big, big, big subject. How do you get to fulfilling relationships? Understanding the other. Listening, yeah, very. The other day someone was here, whole 1.5 hours or so, just listening. And when they left as if the best thing has happened to them. Nothing we did, just listening. People, if they feel connected when you listen. Even they feel loved. Even they feel important. Even they feel they matter. If you just listen. It's easy, no? You don't need to do anything. You just sit and listen. Just listen to people sincerely. And what happens when you listen? What happens when you listen? Yeah, very good. You learn. You learn who they are, where they are at, what they're thinking. And you learn something new, probably also, for yourself. Is it difficult to listen? Yes, sometimes. Most of the time. Any other tips for quality interactions? You be honest and transparent.
You also make them feel you also make them you make them feel valued. You listen to someone.
He says you make them feel valued.
You make them feel valued. Yeah, when you listen, you make them feel valued. Yes. Okay. Any other?
You give.
You give. Yeah. Very good. Authenticity towards the self. So, this understanding of these dynamics and to be aware of it, pay attention to it, is needed, very useful. But the most important thing is to never forget your own identity and your own purpose and your own aim. To be very clear of your aim and purpose in terms of your life. Who am I? What am I doing here? What do I want this journey to look like? And so that always means coming back to the awareness of the self as a spiritual being, to the awareness of the self as a soul. And that all of this is a temporary part that we're playing. It's like the game of human life, and we are the invisible players. And I play this game, and it can be an enjoyable game, but I should never forget who I truly am and nurture this awareness of self as light, a being of consciousness, a soul innately God-like in nature, a being of peace, a being of love, pure, free, wise, immortal, timeless, living light. And what have I come to do here? Yeah, very good. I've come to play the game of human life. These are all toys. Body is a big toy. And you play the game of human life. And if you play it well, that is also nice. But ultimately the game will end. And win or lose, you will remain who you are, truly. A spiritual being, a traveler through time and space, one who belongs to the Supreme, one who belongs to that dimension of silence and light and stillness and purity, the soul world. We belong to a family of spiritual beings, living lights. And so success from the spiritual perspective means to never forget who you truly are, where you have come from, and where you will return to, whom you will return to. Spiritual success from a spiritual perspective is to never let go of your spiritual nature of peace and love. And then you play the game. And what do you need to play the game well? What do you need to play the game well? Understanding. No, very good. You need to understand the game. You need to understand the rules of the game. If you don't understand the rules of the game and you don't train yourself, how will you play the game well? This morning, someone was sharing, there is this commentator, a sports commentator, baseball sports commentator. So a very good commentator, journalist, sports journalist. So he's very famous, he's very good journalist. He can analyze the game, he tells and observes, and he knows all the players, all the games and the history, he knows everything. And he even got an award for being a good sports journalist. But he never hit a ball. He himself never hit a home run. But he's a very good commentator. So there are two things. There are two things. We should know the game, be very good in observing, analyzing, know the rules of the game. But we should apply those rules and play the game also well. And then there is another story. These are real stories, no? This is not makeup. There was a cricketer. You know, cricket is an Australian team was at some stage, I think this was in the early 90s or something, 1990s, they were champions. Or they came to, and they were strong, and they had a baller, fast baller. And this fast baller, he was so good that you couldn't see the ball. So people used to get head injury, and because they were not seeing the ball. So the team was traveling to England to play, and so there was a journalist interviewing him specifically, and he was a truck driver, come cricket player. So a bit roughed off, you know. So this interviewer asked him, "Don't you feel bad?" He said, "Why?" He said, "Because your fast bowling is creating injuries to opponents." He said, "Why should I feel bad? I have ball, I use ball. They have bat, they should use the bat." So, to play this game, all kinds of balls will be thrown at you. But you need to use your bat. And what is your bat? Your mind and your intellect, your common sense, your wisdom. That is your bat. Your power to think, your power to analyze, your power to discern. That is your bat. But if you're not using it, then ball will hit you knockout. By the time you catch yourself, game is over. So this whole concept of success, it has these different facets to it. And we shouldn't be like, what is the word? Blind sheep or so, just follow and do whatever. Nurture yourself with a spiritual practice, proper, systematic spiritual practice. Sharpen your bat, sharpen your intellect, refine your intellect, see through the things, see beyond also, know yourself truly, and play the game and know the rules of the game. Use your bat. Because life will throw all kinds of balls at you to see. Life is better than that fast baller. Much better. Sometimes it throws nice balls, easy balls. But sometimes it throws balls with special effect. Sometimes it throws balls at you at fast speed. Bouncer. Yeah, and we get injured if we don't use our intellect. We get injured if we do not familiarize ourselves with the rules of the game. And one of the rules of the game is the law of karma. What you put out, it will come back. If you misuse things, it will cause you pain, discomfort. No, like a car, like say this Tesla. It is electric. Say it's electric. So what you have to charge it with? Electricity. You don't put ketchup in the motor or mayonnaise or some other alcohol. The car runs on electricity, so that is what you have to give it. But if you don't read the manual of the car, what will happen? It will break down. You don't know how to use it. If you think, oh, let me go take it for a swim in the Hudson River, that is not what it's meant for. No, so we have to find out the manual of the different aspects of this game, even for outer achievement also. And if you don't use things in the right way, it will cause you discomfort. Even something like money, we don't think of it, no? But money is a resource. And money is a resource that life gives you. Even if you have worked for it yourself, still it is a resource that life has given to you. If you misuse money or if you abuse money, you will get into problems. If you steal from others, one day you will end up not having. If you use it for the benefit of self and others, you will always have. Same with the body. My body is like the car also. If you take the car for a swim in the Hudson River, it will break down. The body can swim, but there are things that are not healthy for the body. So if you still do them, body will break down sooner or later. Stress, is that healthy for the body? Getting angry all the time, is that good for the body? It's not good for your mind also, but it's also not good for your body. All these negative emotions, pushing yourself, not resting enough. The body thrives in a harmonious emotional environment. But if you fight with everybody and your boss and your colleagues, body suffers also. We don't think of these things often, no? But if we truly want to be successful at this game of human life, first of all, be clear who you are and know the rules of the game. Anyone want to say anything? Ask anything?
It's crazy how we're having this conversation. I was with a friend earlier.
One moment, this is a long story. Take them.
Feel free to stop me if it gets too long. It's just very serendipitous that we're having this topic tonight for me. I was with a friend today and we were having lunch, and I was telling her that I feel a shift in my life recently where I no longer feel like I'm chasing, and yet so many things are coming to me. Like, I've gotten so many incredible things these past couple of months because I just stopped chasing. And I was like trying to like tell her, I was like, I don't know what happened. Like, what triggered this shift? Like, is it because things like now are just like, I'm just attracting things and things are coming to me? But I feel like after this session, I just realized that I've reverted back to giving and being in service of others. And I realized like I've stopped begging or like chasing and pursuing. And it's insane to think that the idea of giving with no expectation has given me so much more things compared to where I was, where like I was asking, I was always saying like, I need more and more and more. And like, I didn't get much. And I started getting really annoyed that I didn't get anything.
Yeah.
So this was a very beautiful session, and it really like applies to me today.
Reinforcement.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very beautiful. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Take
yeah.
the mic.
So my question to you is, what have you been giving?
I just did, yeah.
Mm.
This is good because I feel like I was gonna reflect on it after this. Like, what have I been giving? I feel like I've been giving without expecting. So like, I've been giving my time. If people are asking for things, I'm like more open to doing it without like thinking there's bad intent behind it. Or like, I've been saying no to people too. Like, I've been giving myself the permission to like
Say
check
no.
in. Yeah, like, do I have the capacity to give? And like, I could give someone the answer, be like, hey, like, I can't help you now. And like, that has allowed me to say yes to so many other things that I'm like, oh, I can give. Like, let me give. I've been helping like my mom, like she had an injury. So like, just being able to like do it without like getting angry or like having patience.
Yeah, or reluctance or, yeah.
Like job support, like all these things. And like, even today, like my friend was, like my coworker, he was telling me about an idea. And the first thing that occurred to me, I was like, why doesn't more people know this? You need to put your name on it, and you need to like tell the world so you could get promoted. And I was like, what do you need? What can I do for you? And it was just so easy. Like, it wasn't like, oh, like jealousy of like, oh my God, he thought of a great idea. Like, I need to take it from him. Like, it was like, I need you to like win. Like, if you win, I win.
Very nice.
Yeah.
This is like the innate goodness, allowing our innate goodness to play out in this game. And it's very nice to begin to observe what happens when we do that. There is this saying, if you run after your shadow, what happens? Shadow runs away. But if you follow your own way, you know where you're going. Shadow follows you. And this is what he's describing. No? You are always chasing, but more you chase, things run away. But if you just start following your own path and giving, one easy way to understand giving is to cooperate with goodness. Cooperate with the goodness of others, cooperate with something that brings benefit. Whatever level it is, spiritual benefit, of course, is the highest way, but there are other levels of cooperating and giving that is still, it brings out your own best, and you feel good about yourself. And we sometimes illustrate this with, say you have chocolates, and there are two children. One says, yes, give the chocolate to him. Give chocolate to him. And the other says, yes, give me. I want, I need, I'm hungry. A whole day I did not eat. Give me. And the other says, give to him. With whom will you want to cooperate? Your heart goes out to the one who can give up, who wants the best for. This is a rule of this game. It is not about how much we can take or get, how much we can give. And that is what comes back to us. And I'll stop with a story. Not a story, it is a poem. A poem of Rabindranath Tagore, the first non-Western Nobel Prize winner for literature. Bengali philosopher and writer. In his book Gitanjali, there is one of the poems. It's called The Beggar and the King and the Beggar, or The Beggar and the King. So there was this beggar in a village. Every day he goes out, begs door in door, door to door. And one day he wakes up and he has a feeling, oh, today is a different, something is going to happen. So he goes out, and on the horizon, beyond the village, some golden light is there. And this golden light moving towards the village. So his heart starts pounding. He thinks, wow, something is going to happen. And this golden light enters the village, and it enters the street that he is in. And it is a golden chariot coming towards him. And on this chariot is the King of Kings, God himself on the chariot. So he thinks, okay, my days of poverty are finished. So he prepares the list, what he's going to ask. And the chariot stops in front of him. And the King of Kings comes off the chariot with a big smile. But to his surprise, the King of Kings stretches out his hand and says, what do you have to give to me? And so he's like, huh? God? And he's supposed to give me what he's asking me. And so, but it's God, he can't say no. So he goes in his pocket and he looks for the smallest piece of grain he can find, takes it out and puts it in the hand of the King of Kings, who graciously says, thank you. Takes the grain, turns around, gets on the chariot, and off he goes, leaving this poor beggar disillusioned and quiet, standing there. What is this? So, but he can't do anything, so he continues begging, door in, door out, door in, door out, and he comes home at night. And he empties his pockets, he empties his bags with pieces of bread and grains and rice. Amongst all of that, there is a little piece of gold. Just as small as the grain that he had given to the King of Kings. And the last sentence of the poem is, I wished and I wept that I had had the heart to give him my all. And I really love this poem because it illustrates one of the rules of the game. And unfortunately, present day mindset is the opposite. What can I get? What can I get? Who can give me? Where can I get? Is the poverty mindset. And it invites more poverty. And poverty doesn't only mean money, but on all levels. In our relationships also, what can I get? What can I get? How much they love me? How much time they give to me? Do they compliment me? If they give me gifts? Who wants to be with a beggar? And two beggars meet? Disaster. And again, this is not meant to be criticizing. It is just for us to learn and to observe and to position ourselves in life differently. And of course, at the core of it are your spiritual practices. Learn about meditation. Find a source of spiritual wisdom that you take to yourself on a daily basis, so that you sharpen your intellect, you strengthen your bat, so that you can deal with any ball. Okay? The spiritual side of success. Take the mic. Take the mic.
You said, hello.
Yeah.
You said we need to use our intellect for getting out of the problems, or if we face any problems, intellect helps us to get out of it, right?
Yeah, intellect is like your wisdom.
Yeah. What if we don't know the result of that, and what if we are starting something new and we don't know anything about it and we are in confused state?
In
So-
confused state is the worst state
Mm.
to take actions.
And what if we don't know the result of something which we want to start
We have to find out.
through other people's experience?
And that one is through other people's experience, but more you sharpen your intellect. And you sharpen your intellect through introspection, through reflections, through the study of spiritual wisdom, through meditation. And then when situations come, you will be able to see things in a broader perspective. And you will be able to think things through before you take actions. And there will come a time even that the moment the situation is there, you can see what the result would be. But it is a journey of just like a muscle. A muscle will not become strong in one training session. You have to train it and train it. So in the same way, the intellect is like a muscle that we need to train. And one way to train is to always try and see a bigger perspective in any situation. Try and see a bigger perspective. But more you do that, more you become good at it.
Mhm. Thank you.
Yeah? Yeah. Keep hitting the ball and use different things. And sometimes we learn through a mistake, but learn. You're wiser next time. Okay? Let's close with some moments of So just as always, come back to the awareness of the self as a spiritual being, the invisible player, being of light. Eternal living light. who is like a guest in this body, a guest on this planet, a player of the game of life. Om Shanti. So make a practice for yourself. Every day, take time to reflect. Take time for silence. Take time to return to the essence of who you are.